Okay, if we could all take our seats and take a nice deep breath. And first of all, I would like to thank all of you for your patience as we've been trying to get this together for our virtual audience. This is a new technology and a new experience for us doing the live events with this. We've been doing online courses and they work brilliantly, and it is such an incredible technology that allows us to connect globally with each other with very little carbon footprint at a very low cost, no travel, and really the experience on the online with the online participation is very intimate. You can chat with each other. If people have web cameras hooked up, we can see each other. So it's like being in a room like this together, and which is really wonderful. We're very excited. My partner, Cody, and I have been dreaming this work for over 20 years. He birthed the idea for the Prophets Conference and these programs when we were living in our little cabin up 4,000 feet on Haleakala on Maui. And it's been an amazing journey, and amazing how it has developed and evolved over all these years. And here we get to come in a room today in Glastonbury with the sun shining on us. And you are here from South Africa, from Australia, from New Zealand, from Slovenia, from Latvia, from Belgium, from Spain, from the Netherlands, from France, from all over the UK, the United States, and Canada, and beyond, here live. And it is a precious moment to experience. We have had the gift, really, and pleasure of working with so many incredible teachers over the years, and that each have a unique message and a unique way of presenting it. And many of them come from scientific perspectives and different perspectives. And today we have a really special opportunity to be with someone whose message is so different and so pure and so simple that it touches our hearts in ways that other words don't. She's able to gift us with an awareness that we remember something deep in our being. And I know that's why you're all here today. It's why we're here. And we're just really grateful to have Kiesha Crowther, little grandmother, with us. So let us warmly welcome Kiesha Crowther.
Before we start, little grandmother, welcome to Glastonbury, England.
Thank you. Am I on? I am on. Thank you. Just here's one. Thank you. This is a tall chair for a little person. See if I can stay on this. Thank you all for such a wonderful welcome, and it's really, really, really nice to be here. And I recognize several of your faces. I've seen some of you in different places. And we do have people from all over the world, which is really incredible. There's a little bit of feedback on this mic that is coming from this direction. I don't know if we can do anything about that. I've just arrived back from Australia, which was a fantastic trip. We spent 3 weeks, Debbie and I, with our kids, so that was really nice. We got to take the kids with us and spent a lot of time with the Dalai. Well, we got to spend a lot of time with different Aboriginal elders and got to listen to the Dalai Lama speak. And most of the time I speak about a certain message, but this one's going to be a little bit different. I want to talk to you a bit about what he had to say. And I found it so incredibly powerful. I teach love wherever I go, and that is the message. And his message was very similar, but also to find love through beauty. And I really thought how powerful this was and tried to realize it in my own life and how to really seek beauty in the simple things. He wasn't talking about going out and discovering a whole new life through something magical, but just to realize what magic is happening in your life every single day, at every given moment, from the meal that you eat that Mother Earth gave to you, or the partner that you have to share love with. Just the simple things. So I would like to talk a bit about this. How many of you know me from YouTube videos? Just about everyone. It's really incredible. After I was called to this position, I was asked to speak just to a very small crowd, probably 20 people in Santa Fe, and someone happened to record it, and up it went on YouTube, and this is what happened because of it. It's really incredible. The response all over the world, it doesn't matter where I go, people are all the same, and people are all looking for one thing, to be loved. And that's incredible to me. It's a very simple message, and it is the one thing that can change our lives. Be love. That's all we have to do to change our world, the world that we live in today. And how incredible. It doesn't matter where I go, what kind of people I talk to, we are all seeking that same thing. And it's so easy. Literally, our indigenous elders have been teaching us that a day would come on our planet in which Mother Earth would be reborn, that the poles would shift and some great things would happen. Mother Earth needs to be reborn in order to go into her higher self, her own higher consciousness, her most beautiful state of being. And Mother Earth will go through this shift. It's already begun. The poles are shifting. And it is a promise from our universe, all life that exists out there. The promise is the Mother Earth will go on, no matter what. But the question being asked today is whether humanity will go with her. That is why we're gathered here today. And that is why I teach this message and share what I've been taught. Because for hundreds of years, humanity has been living through the ego and the mind and not the heart. And now we're faced with a real difficult thing. Our planet is shifting. She's going through her pole shift. It's already started. How many of us have heard about the poles shift? How many of us really understand that it is happening today? It is really happening. The poles are shifting, and they don't stop until they've shifted into their new locations. And it takes about 2 years to do this. It started last year. And if you look at everything that that tells us, we have about 1.5 years to change our consciousness. It is a universal promise that Mother Earth will continue and go forward. The question is whether we will go forward with her or not. That reason being because there's also another universal promise, and that is Mother Earth's children, humanity, will not be allowed to kill their mother. This is a universal promise made to all life. We, her children, will not be allowed to kill her or destroy her. And we have done just about everything to do that. If you take the time to really study and figure out what's actually happening on our planet, it's quite scary. Do you know that over 90% of all large fish in our oceans are dead? 90%. That's sickening. Do you know that the ozone layer is so far gone, no one is telling you the absolute truth about how devastating it really is? Do you know that the oil spills in our water? None of our science on this planet has a solution of how to clean this. Nowhere on this planet, with all of our technology and all of our science, has one idea of how to clean this up. Our planet is dying. She is suffering and she's gasping for air. And yet, we are promised we will be taken off of her before we kill her. And the poles are shifting today. She will go on. The question is, will we? We have one choice to make and one choice only. We have to start living from love instead of the mind. And this is the only thing that will let us survive and continue forward. So how do we do that? How do we be love? How do we change our world? The only thing the indigenous ancestors or the indigenous people who are teaching today and have always taught one special message, and that is, be love. That is all we are asked to do. That's it. We don't have to go out and do incredible works to change our planet. All we are asked to do is be love. So that is why I'm here today, to help share this message with you. The promise that we can, as humanity, change the world that we live in. Because we are co-creators of our life. We can change this world. Something very important that I want to share with you is I am not here to tell you I have all of the answers. I'm not here because I am better than you, smarter than you, or have more wisdom. I don't. I'm just Kiesha. I'm your sister. I'm just like every single one of you. And I have gifts that I can share, just like you have gifts that you can share. And I've been very, very fortunate that one of my gifts is being able to talk to Mother Earth. Since I was about 8 years old, I've been communicating with her. And she's in a very kind of scary situation right now. She is suffering a great deal. And she loves us. We are her children. How many of us here have a real relationship with our mother? A real relationship where you can say you know her. How many of us since childhood have been taught to pray to our Heavenly Father? One person has been taught to pray. How many of us have been taught? I was asking how many of us have been taught to pray to our Heavenly Father. How many of us have been taught to pray to our mother? It doesn't matter where I go on this planet, when I ask that question, it is always about 1 to 20. And how sad is that? We are never ever taught to communicate with our Heavenly Mother, our Earth Mother. We have two parents. How many of us know who our mother truly is? And I think this is I have thought about this time and time again. How is it that human beings could do such tragic things to their mother? How can we cut her trees down and dig way too deep? How can we do all of the things that we do? If I ask you to think about your Earth Mother, the woman who gave birth to you right now, think about how much you love her. How beautiful and divine she is. Everything that she's ever given you. Would you rape your mother? Would you throw garbage at her? Would you completely forget that she even exists? Even though she's given you every ounce of life, would you do this to her? I don't think we would. So when it comes down to it, I honestly think that the reason this has happened is we simply forgot she existed. Because if we had a real relationship with our Divine Mother, we would not do the things that we have done. This is why we must remember who she is. We must remember that she exists, that she has a soul and a spirit, and that every breath you have ever taken has come from her. Every meal you have ever eaten comes from her. Every glass of water, every rainbow, every beautiful creature, it is a gift from your mother. And she is alive. And she loves you. Even though we are killing her, still today she gives everything. Everything. There is no way This is a promise. There is no way we can continue as human beings on this planet if we do not remember to love our mother. There are only two things in existence on our planet with the exact same energy. There are only two things that share the exact same frequency, the exact amount of energy. Any guesses on what that is? Mother Earth and the human body. We vibrate at exactly the same. What you do to your mother, you do to yourself, and vice versa. If you do not love your mother, how could you possibly love you? And if you don't love yourself, how could you love your mother? What we do to each other, what human beings do to one another, we do to our planet. And what we carelessly do to our planet, we are doing to each other. If we are being asked to raise our vibration and start to live from love, how is it even possible if we do not know how to live our beloved mother? It's impossible. There are two things that I am teaching that are more important than anything else I will say. And that is, we must remember how to love our mother. And we must remember how to love ourselves. If we are being asked to live from a higher frequency and live from love, and all that that entails, how can we do that if you do not love yourself? I truly believe it's the biggest wound on our planet. We are so hard on ourselves, and many of us find it much easier to love someone else than ourselves. Don't you find that to be true? We are so hard on ourselves. When you go out and hang out with your friends or your family or your loved ones, do you sit there and pick them apart? But what do you do the moment you look in the mirror? Be honest with yourself. What do you do the moment you look at yourself in the mirror? Do you see, wow, that is a beautiful person. I love me. Or do you dislike your hair and the way your face looks and the color of your skin, how heavy or thin you are? Do you really love you? Do you really know that you are gods and goddesses? That you are the great I am? That you are creators of your world? Most of the time we do not. But this is what has to happen if we wish to enlighten. We must remember who it is we are. For centuries we have forgotten. For centuries we have given all of our power away to different things like organization, organized religion. We care too much about our titles. We care too much about what other people think of us. We care too much about our wealth or our things, what we have, prestige and honor. But if you take all of those things away, who are you left with? Who are you? And do you really love that person? Can you really say, I love me? And do you really know how wonderful it is you are? For a very long time, we've been taught by religion that there is a man out there called God. And this man chose to send you to this planet and erase all memory, send you to a place that's going to be very difficult, and say good luck. And if you're not perfect, you can't come back to me. This is not real. All religion is man-made. All of it. And there is no one God that sent you to this planet and said, be perfect or you can't live with me again. God is not a man or a woman. God is an energy, a spirit, a vibration. God is love, pure love. And everything was created by this love. I choose to call it Great Spirit because God to me reminds me of my religious background, and I don't like that. It separates us from each other. It teaches us to love or dislike someone because of this religion. I choose to call it Great Spirit. There are many names out there. But God is energy. God is love. And everything was created by love. Everything. So were you. And you are much, much bigger than this human body that sits right here today. There is something inside of you that came in when you were born. And where did that thing come from? You have a great soul, a great spirit, your own great I am. And your great I am is pure love. You were born of the same thing everything else, even our entire universe was made out of. You are it. You are a great I am. You are gods and goddesses. And how long have we been giving away our power and how beautiful we are and our majesty to something else? We spend every day waking up, going to work, coming home, cooking dinner, taking care of our kids. But have you ever took 5 minutes to realize how amazing you are? That you are literal co-creators of your existence. And it was you that chose to send you here. This is very, very important. You must remember who you are. You chose to come here. Nothing else sent you. You have a great I am that is pure love and light. And you exist on a much bigger plane. And it was you that decided to send a very little spark of you here to gain a body and to live this life here on earth. You chose. And it is you, your own great I am, who loves you more than anything else could possibly love you. You. And it is your great I am giving you every second of every day. Every experience, no matter if it looks good or bad, easy or hard, it is your great I am giving it to you. You are looking after you. And when you really understand this, you are free. Truly free. When you understand that it is your great I am moving you around down here like a pawn on a chessboard into every encounter with every other human being, every experience for one reason: to learn and to grow. Life, no matter where you send yourself, whether it's Earth or a different planet, and there are many that are out there, is all about growth. Earth is a school, just like all other planets are school. You sent yourself to Earth school. Every single encounter, every interaction, good or bad, was given to you by the person that knows exactly what you need in every moment. You. When you understand this, there is no God to be angry at. There's nothing else to be angry at if you're having a hard time. If you look at it as, I am learning something, everything changes. When you know that every experience, hard or easy, is given to you by you to learn exactly what you need, it changes the way the world looks in a very big way. You can't be angry at a God. It was you. And you is who loves you the very most and knows exactly what you need to learn at any given moment. And there are no such things as mistakes. This can be freeing all by itself. How many of us hold stuff against ourselves, hold grudges against ourselves? I wish I would have done that better. I wish I wouldn't have done that. And we beat ourselves up for it time and time again, sometimes for the rest of our lives. There are no such thing as mistakes, only learning opportunities. Just think to yourself for one moment something that you would consider a mistake in your life, something you wish you wouldn't have done. And I know we all have them. Now, ask yourself, what did I learn from that? I guarantee you learned something. And if you didn't, your great I am is going to give it to you again and again and again. How many of us have been in those situations saying, why does this keep happening to me? If you don't learn, obviously it was important, that's why your own high self gave it to you. If you didn't learn, it will keep coming until you learn. And there's no such thing as passing the test and then it's over. Lessons just keep coming. You are here to better yourselves. You are here to grow and to learn. That's what life is about. There are no mistakes. There's only learning opportunities. And when you know that it's your own great I am giving you these opportunities, I can sit here and I can say with all honesty, I am the great I am. I am a goddess. My parents are God and Mother. I am the great I am. And I know that my great I am sent me here to be a human being, to have this experience, to share love, to watch a flower blossom, to watch a bee swarm by, to give love to my beloved. I am here for all of these reasons. And I also know that whether it be hard or easy, terrifying, I gave it to myself to learn and to grow. It was me that gave it to me. And I can also say, just like I am the great I am, so are you. You are gods and goddesses, and every single one of you has a great I am. Every one of you was created by God, the beautiful, magical light and love that created everything. And you are exactly as you are supposed to be. You are perfect, and your experience is perfect. Although sometimes it looks hard, you're still learning. You're still growing. And that's not to say that every single one of us are on the same path. In fact, it's the very opposite. Every one of us are on a different path, learning and growing exactly how we need to by our own high selves. And every one of us can be in a different grade as well. Some of us are in kindergarten. Some of us are graduating high school. Some of us are in preschool. But there is not one class, not one grade, better or less than the other. They are all divine, all perfect. And we each and every one of us learn at our own pace, in the exact way is perfect for us. And when you really understand this, who you really are, and where you came from, and that you are divine, and the person looking after you is the one that loves you the most, is you. You are free. You are free from judging yourself, and being so hard on yourself, and especially free from judging your neighbor. There is no room to judge another human being on this planet. Because just as I am God and Goddess, so are you. My journey is given to me by my high self, and so is yours. Everyone is on their own learning path. I cannot judge my neighbor for something that doesn't look right to me. That's his path. And he's on the exact path he needs to be to learn exactly what he needs to learn. We cannot judge another human being on this planet. I had a woman ask me in Copenhagen once, well, so does that mean if I know my neighbor's beating his wife, I just have to let that go because that's his experience, that's his journey? Of course not. The key word is she knew her neighbor was beating his wife. That then is her experience. What's the correct decision to make? This is how you be love. When you know who you are, when you know what sent you here and why, you can understand that every time you experience an encounter with another human being, every time you're talking with your friends, every time someone is rude to you or flips you off on the road, whatever it may be, it was given to you by you. What is the best thing you can do in that moment to be the very best person you can be? If you remind yourself of this throughout the day, no matter what the experience might be, continually remind yourself that I am giving this to me. How can I be the very best me I can be? You are living in love. It's a very simple thing. How often do we human beings make something so hard, and it doesn't have to be? The answers are quite simple. Being love will save our planet. Being love will save humanity. Remembering who you are will save your soul and your life and bring joy back to your heart and love back to your heart. No matter whether it's very easy to be love in this situation. You look around the room and all of us are here to learn love and be love. But the real world's a different place, isn't it? Once you step out those doors, remember this. Remember who you are. Remember why you're here. That you sent yourself here. And in every moment of every day, remember, why did I give this to me? How can I be the very best I can be in this moment? And then it becomes easier and easier to be love. You start to train yourself. And it does become much easier. Pretty soon you don't have to think about it anymore. It's just a reaction to be the best you can be. Once you remember that you are who sent you here, and that you are so divine and so beautiful, that you are the very love that everything was created from, then I want you to ask, why did I send myself here? Why did you come? You could have sent yourself anywhere. Why did you send yourself here? Every single one of us have great abilities and great gifts. Who are you? Literally, if someone was to ask you, who are you? What in the world would the answer be? I bet 90% of the planet would start off by what they do for a living. But I really want you to ask, who am I? The first thing is to remember that you are the great I am, that you are much bigger than you thought you were. And number two is, why did I send myself here? Who am I? I want you to think about this for a moment. If I was to ask you directly, who are you? What would the answer be? If it does have anything to do with your job, throw it away. If it has anything to do with the status in your community, throw that away as well. If it has anything to do with your monetary things, your values, your home, how much money you make, throw those away. If it has anything to do with what other people think of you, this is very important. If it has anything to do with anything anybody else thinks of you, throw it away. What other people think of you is none of your business. Who are you? This is a process I'm still going through. I'm trying to find the answers. I don't think it's very easy for any of us, but as long as we're asking the question, we can try to be better. We can try to figure out who we are and why we sent ourselves here. I'm no more special than anyone in this room or anybody else on the planet. I have been able to speak with Mother Earth, and these are my gifts, but every single one of you have great gifts. What are your gifts? Why did you come? How can you make the world a better place? And indeed, you are very, very wonderful, very powerful. Every indigenous culture on this planet, for hundreds of years, has talked about those they have been waiting for to come to the planet and shift the consciousness from ego and mind into the heart. And now every one of those indigenous cultures are saying, you are the ones you have been waiting for. You are it. You are the strongest of the strong souls ever to come to this planet. Think of everyone who has come before you in your genealogy line all by itself. It is a universal promise that those human beings living on planet Earth during the Great Shift are the strongest of strong souls ever to come here. Ever. And it is you who were chosen. Out of your entire family line, you were the strongest soul available. You were the one chose to come here now. You are the strongest of the strong. You are the bravest of the brave. You are the ones that have to change the planet. Because there is no one else coming to save us. This is a promise. There is nothing or no one that is coming to save us. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We are the strongest of strong souls. We have to remember who it is we are and where we've come from in order to be love and to make this change. And why is it that we have to be the strongest of the strong to change this planet? Every one of us were born into a world where ego and mind and money and power and religion rule our lives. No matter how great your parents were, even if they taught you divine love, we still live in a world that teaches us money, power, all of those things are what rule our lives. We've all been taught it. And I know you want more. I know you want more. You wouldn't be here today. You wouldn't have come here today if you didn't. But those of us living on this planet are the ones that have to enter a world like this and change it. And we can. Because we are the most powerful. We are the strongest. We have the biggest souls. And we have to do it. We have to start living from love to give our children a planet to live on. I do not say these things to install fear in any way, but to instill hope, to instill the remembrance in your own soul who you are. Nobody has been telling us how magnificent we are. If we would just wake up, we would see that we could create anything we wish to create. We could create a whole nother world in one moment if we all unified our hearts and our souls right now and envisioned something better. With our great I Ams, the world would change right now. We must believe in who we are. Stop giving our power away. You are divine human beings. And your great I Ams are as powerful as God and Goddess. And you are co-creators of your world. That which you envision with your mind, and then you give emotion to, you can create. That is a universal promise. That which you can envision, anything you wish to call into your life, whether it's a brand new car, a loved one, anything. If you can envision it, if you can see it in all of its detail, the key is to envision as much detail as possible. Envision exactly what you wish. That is the mind's job. And then the heart's job is the most important. You must feel it. You must call it to you through emotion, as though you have this thing, and feel all of the love that you have for this thing. If you want a beloved in your life, envision your beloved the best way you can, and feel the joy and the love of having this beloved in your life, as though he or she is already there. The emotion is the key. Emotion is your connection to your great I Am. Emotion. Your feeling and your emotion is your great I Am. This is why when you are doing something wrong, it feels bad. You are going against your great I Am. And when you are doing something that is in line with your great I Am, you feel very, very good. Put emotion behind anything that you are asking to be called in. This is the most important thing. And number 3, and this is a very important key, let the universe do the rest. How many of us want to call something in, say a new home or a new car, and we're envisioning it, and we're feeling it, and we're calling it to us, and then the little word but creeps in. But how am I going to afford it? But where am I going to find it? How am I going to do this? You forget you are co-creators. Co-creators. Your job is to envision. Your job is to feel the emotion. Let the universe do its job. The moment you say but, it stops in its tracks from coming to you. We are co-creators of our world. You are in charge of your life. Nothing else is in charge of you. Create what you wish. Be who you wish to be. Remember who it is you are, and why did you come here? We are here to change our planet, to be love, and that's the only thing we must do. Be love. It's not that hard. In fact, it's the simplest thing to do in the world. Love is the most profound energy and the most misunderstood energy on our planet. But to give in to love will literally change your life. Right now, energy always has. Energy rules our world. Energy is a very real thing. Energy is in everything. How many energy workers do we have in the room? Quite a few. So you know that the strongest energy always wins. It's a given. The strongest energy always wins. This is how you heal others, work with energy. And right now, the energy on our planet, the overruling energy on our planet is ego, power, and mind. But love energy is coming up and up and up. And thank heavens, love energy is 10 times more powerful than hate energy. It doesn't take every human being to live from love to change our world. It takes a good handful of us really living from our hearts. Love energy is much more powerful than hate or mind energy. When you are being love, when you are living from your heart, you really are changing the planet. There is a real frequency on our planet right now of mind energy, of ego, and it is much higher right now than love, or it has been much higher. Right now, in the last 2 years, the love energy has actually almost come to even the scales. And because love energy is 10 times more powerful, the moment it goes just a hair over, it will flip it completely. Just as all of us today are living in a world of ego and mind, does not mean we are all egotistical, mind, power-hungry people. There are many of us living here today with good hearts. And it is us that have to change this world and to bring that energy up. Many of us think, how can we change the world? I'm just a stay-at-home mom, or I'm a truck driver, I work at the clinic or the store. You can change the world simply by being on your couch and being love. It's all you have to do. There's no big march to go and join. There's no papers to sign. There's no screaming that needs to be done. Be love. And by being love and being in your heart, whether you're that stay-at-home mom sitting on your couch or sitting at your office, being love changes the world. All things are energy. And right now, love energy is really climbing on our planet. We have about 1.5 years to switch ego into love, into the heart. And it is rising. We are doing it. And it's vastly, vastly important. It is the only thing that will keep us moving forward. And it really is the only thing that matters on this planet. If you cannot be love and love yourself, it is a very real possibility we will lose our planet. But there is hope because we exist. Those of us living from our heart exist. And by simply being love, we give our children a planet to live on. We can stay. Not only do we get to stay, we get to go through the transformation with her. This is something to celebrate. We get to go up in our frequency. We get to step forward in a new era for mankind, one ruled by love. That day is something to celebrate. All over the world, people are so scared about 2012 and what is coming because the poles are shifting. It is worrisome. You wouldn't be human if you didn't think, what's going to happen next? But the poles are already shifting. It's already happening. It's already started. We are living through it right now. So many are terrified of what kind of disasters will happen next. But I ask you this, how many of you in this room have lived on this planet, lived your life, without ever knowing of a disaster happening? Every one of us have lived through natural disasters. Every single one of us have lived through it. Whether you're right in the middle of it, or it's happened to someone that you know, or on the news, we have lived through it. So why are we so terrified and giving all of our energy to something that might or may not happen? Earth disasters happen all the time. But what you give your energy to will create your reality. Yes, 2012 is coming very soon. And it is a very real possibility that this could be exactly when Mother Earth goes through her shift. But I also do not believe, or have been told, that no human being on this planet knows exactly when that is going to happen. We have free will and choice. And every day that we do something good, we change our outcome. Every time we do something bad, we change our tomorrow. It is up to us what our future will look like. But yes, the poles are shifting, and it's upon us. And we will see natural disasters, just like we always have. How many of us have read books on 2012? Do you know there's something over like 2,000 of these books been written? And the movies that you watch about 2012 are quite horrific. In the news and people's judgments and thoughts on 2012 and all of these books. Do you know that not one of these books, not one, was written by a Mayan person? The Mayan people are the only ones who have lived through a pole shift before. Not one book was written by them. It is all speculation. Only about 9 months ago now did the Mayan people start to talk. Their leader, Don Alejandro, the grandfather of all the Mayan people, has only begun to talk about 8 or 9 months ago. And he says, the very walls we see crumbling down around us during this time of shift, we will realize that they were the very walls that kept us in prison. And as they fall down, it will be a time to celebrate. What is not beautiful about that? If religion did not rule our lives, if power and ego did not rule your life, if government did not rule your life, if wars were not on our planet, if hate was not on our planet, would you not celebrate the day? I welcome it with open arms. We are supposed to be celebrating. This is something greater than any human being has ever seen in the history of planet Earth. And we are alive to see it. We are alive to witness it. Not only are we alive to witness it, but we are the ones that are going to call it in. Your heart, your love is going to do it. We get the chance, we get the opportunity to change our world, to make a better future for each and every one of us. Can you think of anything more important that you've been asked to do than to change the reality of love on a planet for the world, for all humankind? You have been asked from your heart. This is your job, your challenge, your honor to change this world into something more magnificent. How could you not be thrilled and honored for this calling? We are the ones that will change the world simply by being who you are, by being love, by loving your neighbor, by setting down judgment and hate, setting down what other people think of you, trying to live up to titles. This has been one of the biggest lessons of my entire life. Unfortunately, since I became shaman and wisdom keeper, my life has been very, very public. And since I came home from Australia, I've been struggling so much with this. I I've gone to just about every continent to speak to people and have asked them just to be love. To set down their titles and just be you. Not care what anybody else thinks of you. And that everybody is equal. Everyone is equal. Everyone born to this planet is a great I am. And there is not one person better or worse than another. I am one of the 12 wisdom keepers. And I'm the only wisdom keeper who has stood up and said, I'm a wisdom keeper. Because they didn't need to do that. In all honesty, I believed that because I had a title, I was somebody. I think many of us do this. I don't need a title. I don't need people to listen to me because I am a wisdom keeper. I will always honor everything that I've been taught by Mother Earth. I will always honor everything that I've ever taught to the public. But I've learned a very big lesson just for myself. I am just like you. And I don't need a title to feel important. And how could I ask the world to do something I am not willing to do? So from this day forth, I am Kiesha. I am your sister. I'm a human being who chose to come to this planet and have this experience. To experience life and to love my mother. To hug a tree. To watch a butterfly. To listen to a whale sing. To interacting with other human beings. I came here because I love Mother Earth so very, very much. She has taken care of me when I was sick. She's fed me when I was hungry, and she sheltered me when I was cold. Because of tragedies in my young life, I was forced to live in nature. And I am so grateful for those tragedies. Because I know my Mother Earth. And I love her so much. And I am here, with or without a title. I am a human being who loves this planet. And who loves all of you very, very much. And as a human being, just like every one of you, I have the right and the obligation to make a better world to live in. You do not need a title. You do not need a pat on the back. You do not need to feel better or more than your neighbor. You have every right to speak your truth. You have every right to change this planet because you are a good person. You have every right and obligation to be the best you can be. How many of us do nothing because someone didn't tell us we were special? How many of us never say a word? Never stand up and try to change the world because someone didn't tell you you had the right There is no time to waste. Every one of us are equal. Every one of us brilliant souls. Every one of us the great I am. Every one of us are those we have been waiting for. The strongest of the strong. You were chosen, not those who came before you. You. And it is you who have to change the world. Do not wait for someone to tell you that you're special or have the right to change the world. Just do it. There is not one human being born to this planet better or less than the other. Whether you are homeless or a beggar or the Dalai Lama, we are equals. And we sent ourselves here. We are the strongest of the strong. No one else is coming to save us. We must do it. There is no time anymore to hide behind a title or what other people think of you. It has been a hard journey for me. I am young and I am learning every single day. And it's hard to have this journey exposed to the world. Wisdom Keeper is the title given to the 12 of us who have learned certain things since childhood, specifically through Mother. And I honor those teachings, and I will continue to teach them. But I don't want to be a keeper of wisdom anymore. I want to share it. I want us all to step into who we truly are and hide no more. The love inside of your heart can change the world. And we are all special. And we can all change the world. There is no more time to sit back and do nothing. I, for one, will not sit and do nothing. Our mother is sick. She is dying. And our world is going to change in a very big way very, very soon. With or without us. If we wish to go with her, we must start being love. Remember who it is you are. Live from your heart. Love your brothers and sisters. Love the elderly. There are a few very small and simple, but vastly important things we can do as human beings to change our world. What do we do with our elderly today? What do we do with them? We throw them away. We put them away. The moment they stop becoming a working part of society, what do we do with our elderly? Do we revere them as we once did? They're the jewels of our family. They have the wisdom that we need. Respect the elderly. Listen to your children. Instead of teaching the children hatred and how to be judgmental, listen to your children. They are the purest little beings on this planet there are. Love the disabled. There is only one group of people on this planet that vibrate higher than any other human being. Those are the mentally disabled. They do vibrate at a much higher level. They have more energy than any other human being. They are incapable of ego. They are incapable of hatred. They are pure beauty and love. The next time you see a disabled person, know that you are looking at an angel on earth. Go out of your way to give them a hug or a smile. How many of you have smiled at a mentally disabled person? Have you seen what one smile will do for them? Just one smile. They are the most profoundly beautiful beings on our planet, and we throw them away. It's so devastating. As long as we continue to do this, we will not move forward as human beings. As long as we throw away our elderly, we will not move forward as human beings. I am very, very proud to say that I am one child out of 5, and I am the only one who is not mentally disabled. I have been raised with angels, and I will continue to live my life trying to live up to them. They are beautiful beings. We need to recognize angels when we see them. If we want to enlighten as human beings and move forward in love, we cannot judge other people. Racism has to go away. If there is any ounce of you who hates or dislikes another human being because of the amount of pigment within their skin, you need to work on yourself. What a tragic thing for human beings. Over the last many hundred years, how much hatred has happened, real hatred, because of the amount of pigment within someone's flesh. It is absolutely ridiculous. We cannot hate or love one another because of the color of skin. Skin has nothing to do with your soul or who you are. We cannot keep acting like this. And we cannot hate another person for who they love. This is one of the greatest tragedies on our planet, and something I truly don't understand. Love is the most powerful energy on our planet. How can a human being hate another human being for who they love? We cannot act like this and wish to move forward. We must be love, truly be love, and love one another. We are each fighting a hard battle. We are each going through very stressful, hard things. We are all trying to move forward. And every single one of us has our own great I Am giving us these lessons, placing it before us. We are living the exact journey that our great I Am has handed to us. We cannot judge another for their journey. We can love them through it. We can help them through it. We have so much potential to love, to be love, and we really can change our world. I know we can. We are the strongest of the strong. We are the prophesied tribe of many colors. We are it. There's nothing to sign, nothing to pay for. You just are. The tribe of many colors are those who will be living on the planet during the Great Shift. Those who will open their hearts and love their brothers and sisters and love their Mother Earth. You are all members of the tribe of many colors. We all are. And we are all equal and divine. And we all can change our planet. Whether you have wisdom keeper for a title, or sister, or brother, or hey you, it doesn't matter. Titles do not matter. What matters is the love we can give each other. I want to take a 10-minute break, go to the bathroom, get a drink, whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. Thank you so much.
Hello and welcome back. If we could all take our seats. And there are 4 new empty seats in the front. If anybody would like to move forward, that's available. And if we could kind of tune into our inner space, and maybe take a nice breath together. Another one. Let's take a nice deep breath together. And one more, so we really drop into that space. When we started this afternoon, I was so mindful of being late because of trying to get this together for the virtual participants that I chose not to mention a few things that I'd like to mention to you now. First of all, I'm Robin, and I know I've emailed or connected with many of you, so I'm really happy to see you all here. In addition to this wonderful workshop today, Kiesha is going to be joining us at an amazing conference this weekend, which will be taking place at the Glastonbury Town Hall, where it's a different space with quite a bit more room. And we're going to be joined by Christine Page, Diana Cooper, Daniel Pinchbeck, Freddie Silva, Jeff Stray, Graham Hancock, and Satish Kumar, and of course, Little Grandmother. So we'd love for all of you to come. I know many of you are going to be coming. For those of you who aren't, there are individual tickets available, and you're welcome to join us in any way you can. Also, Little Grandmother is going to be leading an amazing journey to Egypt in October. It's going to be a wonderful journey. We'll be going down the Nile, going to all the sacred temples there, and connecting with the energy of the Great Mother. And for those of you who feel called and inspired, information is on the website, and we'd love for you to be part of this really, really special, sacred journey to Egypt. And especially after the revolutions that have happened there, the energy is so incredibly high that it's really wonderful to reconnect with that presence. This program, this workshop is being recorded. And if you order the DVDs now, which we really encourage all of you who are here to do that, to get the DVDs, because then you can take them home and share them with your friends, because so many of us can't be here. And it's really an amazing opportunity to share this information with others and to really get it out, wide and far. So if you order them today, I know there's order forms that were on your chairs. You can pick them up by Saturday at the town hall and take them home with you. And lastly, we'd like to thank everyone who's been part of making this happen, to the whole staff at the assembly halls, to Sean Trujillo, with our incredible AV director who's been with us since 2005, to Confrex, who's also been adding a significant part to this, making all this happen for us. Obviously to Kiesha and her staff, and to all of you for being here. So thank you very much. And I imagine that Kiesha is here, ready to take the microphone. Is she here? She's not here. She's going to be here. She's gone to the loo. Well, we all know that. Anyway, we really want to thank all of you for being here. And also, something else I'd like to mention is there's an amazing series of online courses where, again, as I mentioned earlier today with this technology that is so amazing, because it's wonderful to come together in real life, in real time with each other, but often that's not possible. Money constraints, time constraints, whatever. And so we are doing these wonderful online courses. The next one is with Alberto Violdo, and his guests include C.J. Castaneda, who is Carlos Castaneda's son, John Perkins, Sandra Ingerman, and it's going to be a wonderful online event, and you don't have to leave your home. You can watch with your pajamas on, or naked if you like. So this is a new way that we can really access this information and still connect with community, which is really the most important part. But I see Kiesha's here now, so let us again warmly welcome little grandmother.
Got a better chair. Yeah. Many of you during break asked if you could ask questions, so I'm going to turn it over to the crowd for question and answer here very soon. So have something in mind if you wanted to ask. I want to talk a little bit about beauty. Beauty is one of the best ways to get directly into the heart. And by looking at beauty, what's around you, and experiencing beauty in all things, you can really center yourself into the heart, into feeling great gratitude. And gratitude is the #1 way to connect to higher self, your great I am. Gratitude is the very best way to connect to Great Spirit and to Mother Earth. So gratitude is very, very important. There are many different ways to step into the heart. If you're having a bad day, if you've lost energy, if you're feeling down, the very best thing to do is to start to feel gratitude. Gratitude is the one thing that will line you right back up into being in a heart space, into being love. What are some things that help us get back into our heart? If you just think about it for a moment, go ahead and shout something out. What? Animals, very, very good one. Sing? Yep, very good. Music? Children's very good. Water? Breathing? Well, you got to do that. It's true, all of these things are very, very good. For me, just being in nature does something enormous. How many times have you heard people, or even you yourself, you went for a walk in nature and you find yourself, wow, I feel so different. I feel so good. Being in nature, being with animals, being with children, all of those things vibrate at a very high level. And when you expose yourself to things like this, you actually are recharging your body. You're recharging it just like a battery's plugged into the wall. And we've been doing something really, really disheartening for the last several hundred years. We get low in our energy, we get low on ourselves, and what's the first thing we tend to do? We take it from other people. If you think about this, think about having conversations with your loved ones or your family members or friends, anything really. Are you a giver of energy? Or are you a taker of energy? Most of the time, there's always one person in the conversation who dominates the conversation. And they are takers of energy. Do they always have to be right? Do they have to be louder? Do they have to be heard more? This is someone that takes energy. Are you a giver of energy? Do you allow people to railroad you? Or are you just quiet and give it away and give it away and give it away? For so long we've been filling up with our energy from other people. And this is quite a tragedy. Never, ever, ever should we ever take energy from another human being. There is an interaction, a give and take, and if it's flowing correctly, then it's okay. But to dominate a conversation, to be a giver of energy is very incorrect. And most of the time, if you're aware of it, you can see it happening, no matter who you're speaking to. But this is really wrong. We should never ever take our energy from other human beings, because there's enough energy on Mother Earth, on the planet, for every single person from the moment you were born to the day you die. There's enough energy outside your window to fill you every day for the rest of your life. It's in the trees, it's in the grass, anything that is alive, anything alive from Mother Earth has energy that you can fill up from. Never ever fill up energy from another human being. All things alive have energy. And Mother Earth is willing to fill you and keep you filled with energy all day long, every day. So the next time you're feeling bad, watch yourself. Do you make someone else feel worse to feel better about yourself? Do you cut people down to feel better about yourself? Or do you allow others to cut you down to feel better about themselves? Once you know who you are, and once you realize that all of us are very special and unique in our own way, we're all gods and goddesses, there's no way we would cut another human being down. You don't judge them, and you would never harm them to make yourself feel better. So many of us believe in ourselves only what others think of us. How many of us do this? I know I do. If someone else is telling you, you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are special, you end up believing that, don't you? Just as though if someone was telling you, you are ugly, you are worthless, and you don't have a right to be here, you end up believing it. Even if in that moment you say, I'm not going to tolerate this, you're going to end up thinking about it and giving it a lot of your attention and a lot of your thoughts and a lot of your energy. Understand what other people think of you, good or bad, is none of your business. What others think of you has nothing to do with you. It really doesn't. It has all to do with the person saying it. To recognize beauty is a very big deal. If you recognize the beauty in someone, be sure and share that with them, because we do tend to believe what other people say. Although we shouldn't, it shouldn't matter, but it does. In our minds, if someone is saying something positive, you can change the energy of the entire room. If you're with a group of friends and they're speaking ill about somebody, even if you don't like this person as well, do not join in. Say something nice. Even if you don't like them, that's okay. Say something positive. Because love energy is 10 times more powerful than hate energy. Even if you say, she had a really lovely dress on last night, that changes the energy. Say something positive. Look for beauty in all things. With your friends. This is a very big one, because with our friends, our beloveds, those who we give a lot of our attention to, create beauty with them. You can fill them up, and in turn it fills you up. There's one gift gifted to human beings out of all life on planet Earth that has not been gifted to anything else. Anybody know what this might be? The gift of speech. We can talk. We have words. And words are magic. They really are. Words have energy behind them. And it's a great gift that we've been given. There's so much alive on our planet, but only we, human beings, have the gift of speech. What you choose to do with your speech does change the energy in the room. Whether you're talking one-on-one or with a whole group, if I was to sit up here and say really negative things, you would go away feeling very, very negative. Even if you're the highest being. You cannot sit in a group with somebody speaking ill of other people or speaking very down, very, very negative, and walk away feeling good. You can't. But the moment you say something positive, it changes the energy in the room. And all it takes is one little thing. Be very, very careful about your speech. You do create with speech. If I was to go out on the street and scream at somebody very vilely and say something very negative to them, do you think automatically they would turn and say something lovely back to me? It doesn't happen. But if you say something kind, kindness will come back. Whatever you talk, whatever you speak, will come back at you. This is just how life works. As you become aware of this, as you become aware of how powerful words are, how powerful your speech is, you can co-create the world you wish to see around you. If you speak positively, positivity will come back towards you. Taking it another step forward, after you understand how speech works and how the give and take comes back and forth, you can now be responsible and actually help create something more positive. If you encounter someone on the road who is very negative, who screams at you, cuts you off, whatever it is, we've all encountered something like this. if you just look at them and smile and say, I love you. I guarantee they're not going to continue to be as violent. It might take them back, they might say something, but it will cut them off in their tracks. If someone is saying something very negative and you say something positive, it does switch the energy. You have great power in speech, and there's great beauty in speech. If you speak beauty, you create love. Beauty and the emotion of beauty, what comes along with that, connects directly to your high self. Be careful with your words. What you speak, you do create. Be careful who you associate with. One of my good friends, actually it was Debbie, she tells me the other day that we were speaking about how to love oneself and how to find out who oneself really is. And a really good way she spoke about to understand who it is you are is to look at the people around you. Who did you call in? Who did you attract to be around you? If you have really good friends who are full of love, you are on the right track. And you can know within yourself you must be just as beautiful because they have you. Look at who's around you. Are you around people who are very negative, who are doing negative things in the world? This might give you a clue as to who you are as well. Really take a look. There is no time to waste. We have to assess these situations and we have to move forward. Right now on our planet, new energies are arriving every single day. How many of us have seen the spirals in the sky? Photos of them, pictures. They started about the year 2009 and they're still arriving. Planet Earth is receiving vast amounts of energy every day. And every now and then, a big bolt will come through, and that's what these spirals are. 3 years ago, science started to see that the energy in Mother Earth itself was rising. And today it's tripled. The energy within Mother Earth has literally tripled. And what happens to the planet happens to us. Our bodies have 3 times the frequency they did 3 years ago. This is quite amazing. And when we have more energy, we can do more with it. Be careful of your speech. If you are vibrating at a much higher level, and so is Mother Earth, your speech can do 3 times the damage, or 3 times the good. Be aware of who you are and who you are associating with. And if you have people in your life that are bringing you down and making you feel bad about yourself, or creating negativity around you, it is time to let them go. Grandfather Alejandro spoke once about how hard life seems right now. It seems like all of us are going through something. We have relationships that are breaking apart, or we're losing our job. We have so much kind of chaos right now. So many things are taking place, and our lives are really changing in several different ways. But he said instead of looking at it as chaos, look at it as though every single one of us are being put in a sieve, and we are being shaken up, really shaken. And everything that does not feed your great I am, your highest, truest, best self, has to shake off. And it will fall through the cracks, and you will be left with you, your beautiful, wonderful self. So instead of looking at life at, oh my goodness, look at all this that is happening to me, really look at what is going away. As our vibrations come higher and higher and our frequencies get higher and higher, those things that we do have around us are affected 3 times just as much. So if you were acting in love with this amount of energy coming into the planet and inside of yourself, it will be 3 times the love. If you are having negativity around you, that is what you're doing to yourself as well. So the things that are falling away, the things that seem like they are breaking apart, step back from it and look at it as though my great I am knows best. And the things that aren't serving my great I am right now must go. And in that space, you can freely let them go. and understand that the new things coming into your life is exactly what you need. The best blessings are coming to you now. We have a couple of years before the world really starts to go through her great shift. Let the things go that need to go, and accept the things that are brand new coming into your life with wide open arms. Beauty is also something that you can find in very simple places. How many of us eat a meal with never ever being really joyful and grateful for what you've just put in your mouth? Something as simple as enjoying one's food is a gift. The plants, the vegetables, the fruit, everything that you eat is a gift from your mother. There is not one thing that you have eaten that has not been a gift from your mother. Not one. Everything that you drink is a gift from your mother. Are you truly grateful and joyous for the things that you take into your body? Knowing that your body is a true heaven, a palace, a temple. You sent yourself here to gain a physical body and to have this experience of being physical, being a human being. This is a gift from your mother. Our soul is a gift from Great Spirit, and Mother gives us this body. We have two parents, and two things make us a whole: our soul and our body. How do we take care of this beautiful body? And it is beautiful. Stop looking in the mirror and saying, oh, I'm too thin, I'm too heavy, all of those silly things. We are the tribe of many colors, not the tribe of identical people. We are beautiful. Look around in this room. We are so amazing. All the different shapes, sizes, colors. We are beautiful. You are beautiful. And the body that you were gifted is perfect. So what do you feed your body? Not just mentally. So many of us are doing so much work mentally and spiritually and with our hearts, but what are we doing to our bodies? There's so much crap out there that we're putting in our mouth. There really is. There's so many things that are so very, very unhealthy for us. But if you really eat good, things with life energy in them, fruits and vegetables that are still contain that energy, you will feed your soul and your body. And instead of just putting something into your mouth and not thinking twice about what you're eating, enjoy it. Enjoy the beauty of eating food. Enjoy the beauty of the vegetables that come from your garden. Enjoy the beauty of what Mother Earth gives you. You can see beauty in all things, but for too long we've just shut the brain off and just go about our day mindlessly. The Dalai Lama spoke about this, to take time to see the beauty in the food that you eat. How can you do that if you don't even know how fruits and vegetables grow? That Mother Earth is literally giving you life to sustain yours. Do you know that every fruit and vegetable that you grow in your garden grows for you? It is giving its life for you to sustain your life in your body. How many of us have grown a garden before? The grandfathers of all the indigenous clans now are saying it's time to know how to grow your garden. This is very, very important. Know how to garden, and know your garden well. Not just know how to throw a seed in the ground and hope that it works out and you'll get something to eat. But know your garden. Know the plants. Plants, fruits and vegetables, anything that you can eat, actually grows for the human being. It's true. They are living, breathing souls. Everything that's alive has a soul. But when you plant something, knowing that you are going to eat it, that plant grows for you. How many of you let your plant know who you are? Good. We all need to be raising our hands, but there is something very significant that you must do, and it's so simple. How does a plant, say you plant corn, how does that ear of corn know what your body needs? You must tell it. You must teach it your DNA. Instead of taking a seed out of the packet and plopping it in the ground, get to know your seed. It's very simple. Put it in your mouth and let it soak up your DNA. Put it in your mouth for 8 to 10 minutes. Let it soak up your DNA. That seed knows what you need. And then when you plant it, it actually grows for you, for your family, for your children. Get the children in the garden, and do not have your shoes on in the garden. The stuff that's on the bottoms of your feet can tell the earth, the soil, the plant, everything about you. The things that you lack in your body, the things that you need, the minerals, the resources that you need personally. The soil and the plants know if you have a disease, something wrong with your body, and what to give you. You have to teach your plant how to know you. All you have to do is pop those seeds in your mouth before you plant them. And then when you're working the garden, hoeing, raking, whatever you're doing, keep your shoes off. Let the soil know who you are. Talk to your plants. They are alive. They have a soul. Everything in nature is alive. Many people just think a tree is a tree or a blade of grass is a blade of grass. But everything alive does have a soul. It has energy. It is alive. Just as Mother Earth is alive and has a soul and has energy. And you can speak to them. They can speak to you. We are the only thing with the gift of speech. But they talk with emotion. How many of us have pets in the room? How many of you believe that your pet can talk to you? It doesn't have a voice. It cannot speak in words, but it has emotion. And this is how you talk to your animal, through emotion. If you sit with your pet and give it all the love, it will feel it. So many times I like to work with animals better than people actually, because they don't have all the craziness that people carry with them, but so many people talk about, well, how do I get my pet to stop chewing on the furniture when I go away, or acting out and piddling on the floor or something. But did they ever think for 10 minutes to sit with the pet and really let that pet feel, I'm coming home in 2 days. I'm not leaving. Everything is fine. Really give that emotion to your pet. They can understand. They can hear. They do understand what you tell them through emotion. It's not through words. But it's the same thing with a plant, a vegetable, an apple tree. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's alive, it can hear you. It has a soul and a spirit. How many of you believe that trees and water and stones and plants have a spirit? I love Glastonbury. You guys are great. I always do a simple exercise in the way I was taught to really understand that all things alive really do have a soul. And so I will do this with you. It's very simple. So I want everybody just to sit calmly and close your eyes. And I want you to pay attention to the you that is inside of you. Pay attention to who you are and where are you inside of this body, your soul, your being. Just be with you for a moment. And now we're going to pretend for a moment that you have no legs. Your legs have been removed. Are you still there? Of course you are. You're still there. Now let's pretend that you have no arms either. No arms, no legs. But are you still there? Yes. Now for a moment, let's pretend you have no facial features. It's a blank slate. No eyes, no ears, no mouth, no hands, no feet. Are you still there? Yes. A long time ago, before you decided to send yourself to this planet, you existed, your soul existed, and it did forever, and it will always exist. You decided to come to planet Earth and to be a human being. You got the gift of a body to hear and taste and see and talk and touch and to hold. But right now, as you have no legs and no arms and no facial features, you still exist. What if before you sent yourself here to be a human being, you decided to come and be inside of a tree? Place the you that you are right now inside of a tree. Are you still there? Of course you are. Just like you cannot see or touch or taste or feel or hold, being a human without these gifts of hands and feet, mouths and ears and eyes, you can very easily be inside of a tree. Now be inside of a stone. Just be. Feel the sun shining on you. Feel the water trickling by, or the grass that's around you. Feel the breeze. You are still there. Place yourself inside of a pet. Place yourself inside of a dog or a cat or a bird. You cannot talk, but you are still there. Come back into your bodies and open your eyes. We are very, very gifted to have been sent into a human body, to be able to hold one another, to touch one another, to kiss one another, to eat, to smell, to taste, all of these things. But even if you could not speak, and even if you could not reach out and grab, you are still there. Every tree, every blade of grass, every body of water is still there. They have a soul. It is alive. Mother Earth is very, very much alive. Just because we have speech, we believe that we own the earth, that we have the right to take what we wish. But this is very incorrect. We have been given such gifts, such beautiful gifts that make us stewards over the others, that gives us obligation to take care of the others. We have great gifts, and with great gifts comes great responsibility. Not one of us has the right to own a piece of land. Not one of us has the right to take the life of something else without giving great thanks. There is not one indigenous culture on this planet who has not eaten meat. Not one. But there is also not one indigenous culture on this planet who has not gifted thanks, the deepest thanks, for the soul that was given to sustain their body with food. Whether you are a vegetarian or not, whether you eat an apple or a hamburger, did you give great thanks for the life that was given to sustain your own? We are not better than because we have the gift of speech and taste and touch and sound and holding. We are stewards over. We have to take care of the others. And anytime you take life, anytime to sustain your own, you must have great gratitude. You must see great beauty in all things that are given. Everything given by Mother Earth is a gift. See the beauty in it. Feel the gratitude from having it. And you will be living in your heart. It is very, very easy to live in the heart. You just have to switch your brain on. For too long, our brain has been switched on in a very wrong way. It's never been connected to the heart. And in fact, when humanity first came to this planet, the brain was never supposed to be in charge. The heart was. The heart is the center of all life for us. The heart is where your great I am is connected within the body. Your emotion is your great I am. It was never intended for the brain to be in charge. How many of us get inspiration or we get messages from the other side? Something wonderful happens and our brains tell us that couldn't have been real, that couldn't have happened. We talk ourselves out of it all the time. And this is so wrong, this is so tragic because we are all getting inspiration every day if you listen with your heart. Now, how many of us, honestly, we talk ourselves out of it, don't we? Saying that can't be real. But if we switch that part off and turn on the heart again, the heart that's connected to our mind, we start living in a very positive, loving way. We start being love. And we start to see the gratitude and beauty in all things. I want to talk about something that's a little, most of the world will shriek at this, but I ask you to bear with me. I want to talk about sex. Making love is the greatest gift on our planet. It is the most beautiful, significant gift for a human being to have. To love someone that much, to want to share your own being with them. To love someone so much. And what a gift to be able to be intimate in this way and actually share your body with another human being. It is the greatest gift that we have. And in this amount of pure love and passion, you can actually create life. Think about that for a moment. You can actually create life through loving another human being. And whether you are doing it to intentionally create life or just to share this amount of love and joy, it is the most sacred act a human being could have on this planet. Making love and sex are two very different things. And our planet has turned making love into something disgusting. When you are with your beloved, do you go into the heart place where you could almost weep for the love that you have for them? Or are you just going through the motions? Making love is the most divine, sacred gift we human beings have. And in this act, it can be the most harmful or the most healing thing we could ever experience. When done wrong, it can harm a human being to the point of no return. But when done right, from the heart, it can be the most healing experience of one's life. How are you with your partner? Are you in the heart? Are you doing this because you love them so very much that you actually want to embrace them and become a part of their body? Or are you just going through the motions? Sex was not just supposed to be sex. It is a beloved act between two people that is sacred. And we human beings have lost this sacredness. So this is something for everyone to personally go within their own heart and ask themselves, are you honoring this sacred gift? Or are you just going through the motions? There is great beauty in this kind of love. There is great beauty, and there should be always great gratitude. This divine act can heal the human body, the heart, and the mind more so than anything else on our planet. Pay close attention to who your beloved is. Are they making you feel like the beloved? Or are they injuring you? Again, sex can harm humanity, but making love can heal us. This is something that we all have to keep inside of ourselves, and it's nothing that we have to talk to each other about, but it is a sacred divine gift. Let's treat it as such. What else is something very beautiful that we should be paying attention to in our lives, that we haphazardly just don't think about? Eating food, music, art, making love. What are some other things that we could find deep beauty in and gratitude?
Dance.
Dance. Dance is wonderful. I love to dance. Laughing is wonderful. Laughing is very good. It can heal you from the inside out. We should laugh and dance all the time. The Bible or different religions teach you don't dance, don't listen to music, but they're trying to suppress the soul. You are free. Don't let anybody take your power away. And anything that makes your soul happy, do it. As long as you are harming no one, do it. Today, at this time on our planet, there is no time to sit back and not enjoy life. Just because things are changing, don't hide yourself away and be too afraid to live life. We are here to be human. We are here to have experience. We are here to break our hearts. We are here to fall in love. We are here to push ourselves to the limit and enjoy, to have laughter. Don't hide away thinking tomorrow might be scary. Live your lives. And if dancing and laughter make you happy, then by all means, start dancing. Why don't we go ahead and turn it over to question and answer? And do we have a microphone that we can pass to people?
Okay, we have question and answers. The way that we'll do this is I'll have the mic here in the center. If you guys want to ask questions, you guys can come right here and we'll ask them. It's a lot easier than having to throw the mic around. Okay, then we'll toss it around. Here we go.
Hi, Kiesha. I'm just thinking about food. A lot of our food is now poor quality. And it is really good to choose organic and choose really food that's been grown really well, but sometimes we can't. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if we bless food and pray over it, to what extent can the vibrations of the food be changed so that our bodies can be nourished by that food?
Mm-hmm. It's a very good question. She was asking, if you can't buy organic, if you can't buy very clean food, we all have to eat. What do we do about that? And the answer is very simple. That which you give your attention to, and that which you believe, and that which you give your emotion to, becomes reality for you, in all things. If I am only left with the option of a cheeseburger, then I'm going to eat that cheeseburger knowing that it's going to make me healthy and strong and energetic, and it will not hurt my body. It's going to help me. That is what it will be. It is all about up here. Of course, you're not just going to, that does not mean everybody go eat Twinkies and it's all going to be fine. Eat candy bars for dinner because you told yourself it's great for you. But it is about the mind. And right now, a lot of places around our world have very sick water. But it is true, if you sit and run energy on that water, knowing that this water is going to be healthy for you, and know that it's going to sustain your body, it will. There is a point in time where you can't have organic all of the time. But really, run energy. Energy is a very real thing. And if you do it from your heart and your mind, sit and run energy on your food, it will be good for you. It is the same thing that I learned. If the other side says, if you sit around being angry at yourself for being fat, you will continue to be fat. But if you sit down and think, I am the most beautiful person, I am getting thinner and I can feel it and I feel really good about myself, you will get thinner. What you tell yourself does become your reality. What are you telling yourself? What story are you telling yourself? And what emotions are behind that story? That is what really creates your reality. Be careful of the story you are telling yourself.
about a month ago, before I came over here, I got to see my first crop circle. And they seem to occur in the county that I live in Virginia. And they seem to occur here, around here. What's with that? What's going on with crop circles?
There's a lot happening with crop circles, actually. I would say, well, I've personally worked with a few with some of the other wisdom keepers to locate where the next spirals are going to be in the sky, and they are real. They tell us months by the moon symbol, and then they give us ley lines to find directions of where it will be, and they've been spot on every single time. Many people are, in the work that I'm doing, utilize crop circles, and they are really telling us a message, a story, and we are watching them. But I would say, to be honest, I would say 80% are man-made. But there are very real crop circles out there, very, very real, and there's no disputing them. There's something that's come out into our everyday lives now that is so wonderful called Google Earth. You can watch this, and there's nothing there, and a second later there's an entire crop circle. And there's nobody out there with a little machine and stomping around. They come in a light blast, or a burst is what we call them. You see a flash, and it's there. And it comes from outside of our universe. One thing that's very important to talk about is that most of us human beings, think that these crop circles are speaking to us. And in many cases they are. But in most cases they are talking to each other. Star beings have never left our planet. They have been here always, since the beginning. They are here. They live within our Earth. Not very deep, but they're inside. And they are talking back and forth to each other. They are leaving each other messages. Where they appear, there's most of the time in Avebury, and there's different places around here, I know of at least 2 locations where star beings live inside the Earth, it's something like 5 miles by 5 mile radius. It is a very large place, and it's been here forever. They are speaking to each other, and sometimes they leave messages for us, human beings. And they warn us about different things, and they're instructing us about different things happening in our solar system and different things that they are doing on our planet. One thing that I find very disturbing, actually, is that our governments know they are real too. Because on several occasions, we've gone out to see a crop circle as soon as it's there, and there are government agents out there messing it up. So why are they hiding something? Of course they are real. They know what's happening as well, and they try to get there as soon as possible to interact with the crop circle before other people can read or determine what they are saying. Other crop circles actually have a dust, literally in the center, a crystalline dust that is not from our planet. Science has no idea where it comes from. It is not any kind of organism that belongs here on our planet. It is not from here. There are other crop circles who really prove what is happening out there. In the United States, we sent out a very large message with our DNA structure, how the body is formed, the different materials on our planet, all kinds of information about Gaia, in a very elongated message board that lined everything out. And it was sent into outer space. How many of you know that we got a message back? A real message back. With their DNA structure, with their body type, with what's on their planet, everything about the minerals on their planet, exactly the same way we sent it out. The real answer came. And not only did it come, but it came in the form of a crop circle in front of the very telescope that sent it out. Things are always happening, and it blows my mind that our media, our television, our news, wipes it under the table every single time. In Manhattan, just last year, there were probably over 90 UFOs just right above the skyline of the buildings in Manhattan. Over 90 of them. There were news reporters, there were people out by the hundreds of thousands staring up at these things as they floated by, went by. And the media there was only one headline about the entire thing, and they said, someone let interesting balloons off in Manhattan skyline. It really is ridiculous that our media tries to cover these things up. They are appearing everywhere. There was such a large one over, was it China, Debbie? there was such a large UFO sitting over the airport in China, they just had to shut the whole airport down and just watch it until it left. They are happening everywhere, everywhere. UFOs are being seen all over the world. And I personally have been told in one of our meetings that the star beings are saying they have been working with our governments for some time, trying to talk to them, trying to say, can you please, in your way, disclose to the people that we are here, what we're here for, and why. The governments are refusing. And what we were told in the meeting is that if our government does not, they will disclose it themselves in their own way. So, very happy to hear that. I think we all deserve to know the truth. And we all deserve to know that they love us very much. And this is the part that I want to stress, is that our brothers and sisters from the stars do love us very, very much. I was told that they love us 10,000 times what a human mother could love their child. Could you fathom this? I mean, there's no part of me that could fathom such love. And yet they do love us this much. In fact, they help create humanity. And they watch over us a bit like their children, and they want us to make the right decisions. They want us to step into the heart. They want us to remember how extraordinary we are. I could just imagine their heartbreak. They talk about how many gifts we've been given, how extraordinary we are, and yet we've just thrown it all away, and we give our power to everyone else, and we've completely forgotten how beautiful we are. Completely. And we're walking around with these sunglasses on, and we just need to take them off and realize how beloved we really are and what we can create here. And they are wanting us to make the right decisions so very much. They can't come and do it for us. They can't come and save our world, and they can't come and save us for us, because they are like our parents. Those of you with children know that when your children were young and just starting to grow and to understand things, if you went in and did everything for them, they wouldn't have learned anything. We are in the same position. They want us to move forward and to enlighten, but they can't come and do it for us. But they are willing to come and teach. They are willing to come and stand at our side and gently coax us along. But they can only come when we ask them to come. The beloved man that was teaching us this is from Sirius A. He came and was in the middle of the meeting, speaking to us. The most divine love I've ever felt in my entire life. And all of a sudden, in the middle of him talking to us about this process, he began to weep. And he asked me for one moment to think of my children, just sitting in their room, playing on the floor, and how much I love my children. So I began to do this, and he was still crying. And he asked me, what would it feel like if you were to walk into that room and they were absolutely terrified of you? Terrified. You, their parent, that loves them so very, very much. And the closer you got to them, the scarier they become. Would you keep moving forward, or would you back out? And then I understood why he was crying. They do love us very, very much. And they are waiting for us to say, please come. When you open up your heart, you become more intelligent. This is a universal law for all life. The more loving you are, the more intelligent you become. This works for everything. The more loving we become, the more we will open our hearts to them. The more we can understand, the more knowledge we will have to healing our planet, to healing the sick waters, to healing the ozone, to healing the animals that are dying left and right, to healing each other. The more loving you become, the more intelligent you become. And with more intelligence, we can heal our mother, and we can heal each other. So crop circles are amazing. There are many that are very, very real, and they have led us to find some very significant things on our planet. They are helping us find and unbury the ancient truths that were hidden long ago. They are actually leading us to the exact locations. They are very real. Many are hoaxes, but just pay attention, stay in your heart, and you can always ask yourself what is real and what is not. Your higher self will always give you the right answer. You can ask your higher self any question you ever wish to ask. And there's always one of two answers, yes or no. You can ask absolutely anything. And it is a promise. Your higher self will never ever lie to you. You will always get the correct answer. And it doesn't come in a voice, it comes in a feeling. Yes feels very, very good. It feels calm, well done, well put together, not confused at all. A no feels agitated, uncertain, confused. You can ask yourself, your higher self, anything. You will always get the correct answer.
Hello. You were talking about to put a seed in your mouth before putting it in the ground.
Yes.
And the first time I was reading about this in the book of Vladimir Megre, about Anastasia. And this book gave me the same feeling if I look to your movies on YouTube. So I wonder if you're somewhere connected, because this woman is living in the woods of Russia. And
Anastasia is very much alive and a very, very real being. Probably, I want to choose my words very carefully here. The most connected being to greater source living on our planet today. She is real. It's not a story.
I feel that too.
Hello, Kiesha.
Hello.
Earlier you said about if we know something's happening, to just leave it, like if the neighbour is beating his wife. You didn't really answer that, you know. You said, if you know about it, what do you do? But, you know, I know things like there are dark forces on this planet which have infiltrated so much of our industries and the media, and I know you've had also experience with these dark forces, and you carried on regardless, which I really respect you for. But I've been studying this for a long time, and I don't know whether to share it. It's very negative, it's very scary, you know, and what these implications have, what the implications are for us of these dark forces that are, you know, they have the petrochemical industries, the military, the police, the governments, everything is under their control. So what would you know, what's your attitude towards this dark force that's on this planet?
I would react the same way I'm trying to react to those who are saying very, very negative things about me. Of course, anytime that there is a very high love vibration trying to make a difference in the world, the dark, if that's what you wish to call it, will try to take it out. I don't wish to fight something negative. I don't wish to fight at all. I have to maintain a very high love vibration. And so I am not turning, as you can all see if you've seen on the internet some of the outlandish things on there about me. You're not going to see me interacting with that. I will not interact with a vibration that is low. I will just keep my head up, keep moving forward, and keep vibrating as high as I can. Many of us know, I know what you're talking about, deeply I do. There are a lot of dark things or negative things happening on our planet. We understand this, we know it's out there, but I would not suggest digging into it. Instead of fighting that, turning and feeling how much is out there and seeing how much is damaged and how much is corrupt, you are only giving yourself over to this. What you can do is understand it's there, set it aside, and try to raise your vibration just as high as you possibly can. That is what will change the world. Not fighting a fight, but being the most love you can possibly be will actually flip the energy. So whether you are a stay-at-home mom, work in one of these businesses, whatever it is, being the highest love you can be actually will change. That's the only thing that's going to change the outcome. And so, yes, just like that woman says, well, I do nothing because that's his experience, he's beating his wife. The moment she knows about it, that is her experience. What is she going to do? And in that moment, she has a decision to make. what should I do? There's something very wrong happening. In this instance, we know there's a lot of terrible things out there, a lot. And what we have to do, and what the only thing we are being asked to do, and the only thing we really can do, is be love. Raising your vibration of love is the one thing, because love is more powerful than hate, it will flip the dynamic. And that is exactly the whole reason I am teaching, the whole reason I am out sharing this message, because every single one of us can change the world by being love. It's all you have to do. Love energy is 10 times more powerful than hate energy. So the higher we get love, the farther down hate will go, and we will have a new world to live in.
Thank you.
Hello, I just wanted to know if you could tell us anything about the crystals that you're placing, what it's and the purpose of it.
There are some very significant crystals in my care at this time, and I think the first one was in, when did I place the first one? A couple of years ago was the first. These crystals are being asked to be placed in very, very certain places around the world. The first one was in Santa Fe, New Mexico. These crystals have been kept very, very safe for a very long time by indigenous peoples. And their purpose on the planet is to be placed in crisscrossing ley lines, the very major ley lines on our planet. These crystals go deep within the earth into these ley lines and are being awoken to higher frequencies and higher energies. So once these crystals are placed in the ley lines, then that frequency goes into the ley lines, and then therefore raises the frequency and energy on Mother Earth, in our planet, in the soil, and helps her in turn. She has to go through a full rebirth process. This is going to be very, very difficult for her. So just like any woman in this room trying to give birth, you need all the help you can get. And she's very, very sick right now. She's a very sick woman trying to rebirth herself. She needs all the help she can get, and these crystals are being put in place to raise her frequency, to raise her vibration, to help hold the energy that's coming from outside of our solar system to our planet this time, to help us as well, because what you do to Mother, you do to yourself. It's no accident that we're upright beings and we walk on our feet. Our feet is exactly where Mother Earth gives earth energy up into the human body. So as these crystals are placed and awoken and assist new energies to come into our planet, not only does Mother Earth's frequency rise, but so does ours. So these are being placed in very, very specific locations. The next one to be placed, I know I will be going to New Zealand. After that, I don't know until very directly right before I have to go.
Stand up. I just wanted to comment on what you said about the media, because I was a newsreader for many years, and I have personally seen the tons of information and good stories that comes in every day. I mean, it's just a computer going constantly. And the people who choose the news generally will take anything, what I call the Viking news, which is anything with murder, rape, plunder, anything that installs fear in the viewer, because you have a captive audience instantly with full attention if you get the fear going. But I can guarantee you the stories of the positive side of humanity far outweigh the negativity. And it's also the way it's filmed. You can send film crews out to film one building in one street, but you can film it in certain angles, in certain drama, with certain hired people. You can make a gang of 30 guys look like a whole global community. And it's a real, real danger that people have to understand, that you have to be very specific and questioning what you see on TV. It is hugely powerful, and it's becoming more and more centralized and more dangerous if you allow it to be. But because it is such a huge part of our lives, 24/7, it has a real power. But that's not what I wanted to say. I'm very worried about, sorry. I was on TV.
I love it. You have passion. It's great.
Sorry. Sorry? Oh, absolutely. No, I was only referring back to him. Yeah.
It is sad, though, because if you look at the whole, I would say the bad outweighs the good, 90 to 10. But it's because of us. It is because of the public. What do we go looking for? What do we want to watch on television? What are you keen to watch on the news? If someone's saying, you know, so-and-so brought so-and-so groceries because she was sick, or do you want to watch the murder that's on Channel 9? You know, it is our fault. We have to stop paying attention to the negative and start paying attention to the positive.
Change the channel.
Change the channel.
And I didn't mean that to, I didn't mean that to come across as a general
Of course.
criticism. It was just, I think people are able to connect with how much good is going on. I mean, modern technology is fantastic. It's a fantastic tool. Anyway, my question was that with the young people who I feel are very vulnerable in all of this because of the media, because of the way they're heads forwards with sex and so much negativity, and I have come across a lot of young people who feel very loving as a natural way of being, but they struggle with this sort of, there was a little girl who said to me, if Mother Earth loves me as a mother, how can love destroy love? And I don't know quite what to answer to that, because love, in this duality, love doesn't destroy love. But I think a lot of them fear when you say that you know, we will either taken away, we won't be allowed to destroy Mother Earth. And I don't know what you want to say to them, especially if it gets broadcast, in terms of, there's a lot of children out there who are really, really scared, and some of them even stop eating. And I find that really sad.
Well, I'm very glad that you brought this up, because it's very, very important. We are the strongest of the strong for a purpose. Not only do we have to change the energy from ego and mind into love, but the children that are on our planet today and will continue to be born on our planet throughout these next couple of years are the change. They have the highest frequency of love ever to come to this planet. We are the strongest, and if we are the strongest, they are the most powerful in love. And we have to create a world for them. It is up to us, those of us who are living in our hearts and wanting to create a better future, who have to tend to these children. They really are the change. Their love vibration is very, very high, and they are very vulnerable right now to the world. The world right now looks a bit like a very angry, rabid dog pressed against the corner and ready to strike. The dog knows it has nowhere to go, but it will fight a very good last fight. And our poor children are in the middle of this. They are the most fragile, tender, loving people on our planet right now, and we are the ones that have to give them a secure place to be, to remind them that they are the change, that their love is what we are all trying to seek, and to stop, you know, it's tragic to me, but everything that's on TV, all the movies that are coming out, all of the news, it is all negative. It is all such tragedy, and this is what our children are being fed. To counteract that, we have to stand up and be the best people we can be and provide a space for them to know that, yes, we are here to create a better world for you to be in. You are the most lovely of all souls, and you are the change, and we honor you and respect you, and give them a platform to speak on. We must give our children a platform to speak on and to be heard. They do have the answers. They are the answer. It is very sad. I have children of my own, and how do you keep them courageous and believing in themselves and being tender-hearted when the whole world around them is so negative? We have to step it up, and we really have to start living from the hearts and giving them a place to be in the world. It's up to us. We're going to have one more question.
Hi, Kiesha. I just wanted to ask, basically, I'm finding that I'm getting more and more sensitive to things, especially when I'm walking in nature and in the woods, and I come out very often in tears, and I don't know quite how to deal with that.
I'm becoming more sensitive?
Yeah.
There's a lot happening for a lot of us, and I do feel for you, because there's so many people all over the world going through this right now. Let me just see a show of hands. How many in the last year have had unexpected headaches? How many of you in the last year or 6 months have been experiencing nausea? How many of you in the last year or 6 months have had dizzy spells? There are real energies coming to our planet. This is not a story, and we are really feeling the side effects of these energies. They are being given to us little by little. Because if we were given all of the energy all at once that we need to, that Mother Earth will utilize to go through her great shift and to push us into a new way of being as well on a higher frequency, our bodies would die. We have to be given a little by little by little. And as these new frequencies and energies come to our planet, we are waking up. Be proud of yourself. You are integrating these energies. Be proud of yourself. Although it is hard to try to figure out a new way of being or a new way of seeing, be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be proud of yourself. You are integrating new heavenly energies that are coming to our planet. Let yourself witness your own journey on this path. Witness yourself. Don't be afraid. It's all okay. These are the highest frequencies ever to come to Mother Earth. And if you do feel ungrounded, if you do feel unsettled, go outside and put your feet in the soil and ask Mother Earth to balance them out for you, and she automatically will. Automatically. She loves you. It has been my absolute pleasure to be here today, and I can say very sincerely that I love all of you very, very much. Thank you for having me to Glastonbury. Thank you for just listening to me today, and thank you for being the beautiful people that you are. It's my prayer that you remember how wonderful you are. Remember where it is you come from. Remember that it's your great I Am that sent you here, and you're here for a very, very big purpose. You have a great purpose. You don't need a title. You don't need a pat on the back to be the very best person you can be. You are the great I Am. We are the tribe of many colors. We are the strongest of the strong. And I'm honored to be here on this planet with you today. Thank you.